Hello everybody, back again with another review video, and today's review is over the DC Multiverse Green Lantern, which is a part of the McFarlane Collector Edition line. As you can see, the display stands are no longer. That's something was something new recently. They finally took those out after many complaints over time. Now there is a platinum version of this figure, but it is pretty hard to get currently, and the only difference is I think there might only be a difference between the heads, so it's two different heads. So technically, yes, I did get another of this figure. First time I really got multiples of one figure, and that is to have one to put that head on, or at least have one for the other head. So I'll just have one head extra to have two different versions of Green Lantern or two characters in general. So that's kind of a smart way that Todd went about it, but it is more money we all have to spend, but makes sense. And this is definitely a lot more simple to get, so that's why I'm honestly reviewing this one, not the platinum version. I also do not have the platinum version currently, hopefully in the future, but right now definitely is not in the budget. Going more into it, you're gonna see 12 plush just like every other figure, 22 moving parts as well, which can be seen up here. Then on the side, you're going to see Green Lantern from Greenlanterncorps, and it is number 22 in the line. Moving on to the back, some nice artwork. This is good artwork to really show off that, obviously you can create multiple characters using the different heads, especially if you get the platinum as well. Platinum version, I don't know all their names at the Greenlanterncorps, but that is one of them that will be a part of the platinum version. And I think the other, can't really see the other on here, but it is kind of like a green head. So yeah, there's those platinum versions, and there's one that's already supplied with the regular figure. But overall, I definitely think this is pretty good artwork. Really represents the figure or figures that can potentially be created as a result of the alternate heads. And on the last side here, pretty basic. You just see number 22, Green Lantern once again, and the DC Multiverse logo. And for those who are actually just going to go to the store and get it, here is the barcode. Now let's open up a figure. Starting off, the first thing you're going to get is a McFarlane display stand with the DC logo. It is the collector, edition version of the display stand. So there it is, 1 foot peg, DC logo in a nice silver color, and very thin, just like usual. Next thing, let's go over the actual card. So here is the same artwork that's seen at the back of the box. I'm kind of interested, the more look in detail what's on the back here, but you can pause the video just because of the fact you can technically create more than one Green Lantern. But looks like just partially skimming over it is just explaining the Greenlanterncorps. So it makes sense how they went about it. And there at the top kind of explains the story. And then yes, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of accessories with this figure, and definitely probably most accessories, and that also partially, I guess, in my aspect includes the hands when I say accessories, but there's definitely a lot of them, and probably the most this year. I'm probably just going to start with the basic hands. So you're going to get a right hand with a ring on it, as you can see. Pretty basic, just white with the ring. And then you're going to get one as well for the right hand again. Just more of a straight out hand, I guess a flying hand with the ring as well. There you go. Then you're going to get one for the left of the one I just showed without the ring. Then you're going to get a fist hand for the left hand. No ring whatsoever, just white. And the ones that are hands as well, but actually have, I guess you can say, effects to them. Let's start with this one. This one is of one of those guys, forgot what they're called. I'd say like the Green Lantern Council. I don't know all the details and everything to everything. So here's one of those cases. Just has that. So that's pretty cool. And kind of unexpected. Really good choice there. And then you have one right here. Very detailed. Does kind of have some weight to it. but I don't think it would be an issue when you pose at all. Very well detailed, nice color choice, and love that it's actually translucent and see-through. Then you'll get, of course, a lantern. I feel like it's more thick than normal. I don't know, it could just be because a long time since I actually touched one, so yes, it does feel thick to me, at least compared to the previous ones I've seen and actually held, which is good, has durability to it. But other than that, just kind of a translucent green, although on the side right here, it's more just lime green, it's not see-through. Other than that, definitely feel like it's a lot more thick and durable than their previous iterations. And then you're gonna get a Green Lantern shield. I think this is pretty cool. Translucent green once again as well, with the Green Lantern logo out there on the front. And here on the back, here is the area to actually put their actual wrist attached to it. So you put it on the wrist and use it as a shield. We've seen a shield for some other characters like Agent Liberty. And here's the alternate head, or potentially primary head. Very nice texturing going on, really like it. Nice eyes, paint, everything imaginable. I think they did a great job for an alternate head like this. It's very great accessories included. And then here is the head that's actually on the figure already, which is how I'm going to review him. And yes, there's a lot of detailed, really like the suit and texturing going on. I feel like Green Lanterns are some of the figures they do best on just because of the detail. Although there's some, honestly, they messed up on just based on like proportions. But in this case, I think this is a pretty well done figure in terms of proportions. Kind of the normal texturing going on with all the Green Lantern figures in general. So there's really not much to talk about in terms of the paint scheme, because we all know the paint scheme. And I think it was applied pretty well on this character or figure in general. And when it comes to the face, a really good face, just like the alternate head. Really love the detail, texturing, coloring, you name it. It's fantastic and phenomenal. And honestly, probably one of the craziest head sculpts this year so far. That's actually to perfection. When it comes to the actual articulation, side to side, not too loose, and also not too stiff, just right. When it comes to looking down, it does get a little sharp there. I actually pushed it down and felt like I almost stabbed my finger. So that's probably something to be careful about before you potentially bleed, but I don't think it'll get to the point you bleed. And when it comes to looking up, there you go. And then side to side. Also there, as you saw, there is a gap, so it actually does look like a beak. So that's pretty fantastic and amazing. They just went all out on the head, and that's what you would expect from an actual collector edition figure. Comes to the T-pose, no issue, not too tight and not too loose. Full rotation, no issue there. Bicep cut, nice motion as well. Great articulation so far. Comes to the elbow, there you go, all the way. Comes to the wrist, full rotation, no issue, just like pretty much every other McFarlane figure. When it comes to the hand, go down about this much, and then go up about this much. So all the way, so that's pretty great to see. Comes to the upper chest area, rotation, kind of stiff, but not to the point where it seems like it's going to break. So I actually like that. And when it comes to the waist, full rotation there, no issue as well, and not too loose and not too tight. Comes to the splits, some restriction because of the diaper piece, but it definitely does seem like a more sturdy plastic compared to normal, so that's great to see. Comes to the knees, that's how far you're going to be able to get them to go. And then when it comes to the foot, go down about this much for pretty much all the way. And then go up this much, quite a lot as well. toe articulation, which is usually flawless. No issue usually there for any McFarlane figure. Now let me actually get into my final thoughts on this figure. Before I get into my final thoughts, I was doing an alternate hands, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it does not really align with the white that's originally on there. The hand that was supplied does actually match the white here, because it's kind of like a gray or cream color and not pure white. On the hand, this alternate hand, it is a pure white. So that's just something to think about if you do replace the hand. It does kind of get super obvious there in terms of the difference. When it comes to this figure, I think they included plenty of accessories, but it is a bummer that the white, when you replace the hand, does not align with the same white that was on the original hand or on the glove area. So that's something to always think about when you replace the hand, is that if you're one that's super picky and can spot the difference easily, that may be an issue. And to me, it partially is an issue because it does kind of really contrast in a big way. But if you are in like shading, probably there's no issue there. I just really love the accessories though, besides the difference in colors. I like the shield, like the lantern, how it seems like the lantern's more thick than normal and more sturdy and durable. So that's great. And the fact that this is pretty much the beginning phase and no card stands, you can see how much they can do, especially when it comes to the alternate head. I mean, they did a great job on both heads, the original and the alternate head. You would think they would have tried to skip out and add less detail on the alternate head, but they did not. It does seem like potentially a cash grab, I almost say crash grab, but it does partially seem like that because of the fact you need to buy two to really use both heads and get two different characters, but it is kind of a smart way to go about it. And also, if you want to go after platinum version, that's two different heads, so that's even more money for McFarlane, but it is smart when you really think about it from their end. I just really like the Green Lantern figures, and something I thought of, which kind of spaced in my mind this whole time, is Todd, why are we getting the regular display stand? Why can't we have a flight stand, especially when it's a Green Lantern figure? The main thing they really do is fly. They're not really on their feet, so that's a big bummer when you think about it. And they honestly would have sacrificed potentially giving up some hands for a flight stand, which I think would have done justice and made it possible. So that's just something I feel like they could have done. Other than that, paint application is fantastic. Detail, the head is very good. If not, this original one at least is one of the best head sculpts of the year. Alternate head's pretty good as well, but honestly, because of the design of this head, it's a lot more detail going into it. If I had to say a rating on this figure, just because of those small issues and gripes that some may have and myself has, if I have to say a 9.4 out of 10. It's not like the biggest deal in the world, but it's something to always consider. That's going to wrap up today's review. If you did enjoy this review, please like, comment, and subscribe down below for more future content. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.